Hey!
Mazel
I
tov.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Going live again. We
Yeah.
liked it so much on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
I've never really
Yeah.
done this before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Aaron is alive.
He's been
after
risen by the
he's
Red Witch.
Resurrected.
No, by the Reds Ale.
by the Red.
Red's Apple Ale, Red
Apple
Witch.
Ale. Sponsoring Spark of Madness.
Sorry.
So
My beer spat at me.
We'll spit back at it.
don't take that.
Okay. Watch
So-
out, they spit.
We are going to do the long promised War for the Planet of the Apes podcast.
When did you
Yeah.
start promising that?
3 wars ago.
3 wars
Three
ago.
wars ago. After the rise, the dawn, and the war.
And now the sleep of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes. And now the
And now the hiatus of the Planet of the Apes.
then the
And now the
treaty
people-
and the
And the pea break of the...
the winter solstice of the apes. So
The colonoscopy of the Planet of the Apes.
All right, we got it.
I'm done.
And the tour moves on.
all right, so this is gonna be a good, bad, the ugly. But before we get there, I understand. So I saw this on Saturday, on my lonesome. But I had an excellent,
by yourself,
I had an awesome experience watching this. What? And then you guys went and saw this last night, right?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And you're making a face.
Old man, get off my lawn. I don't know. I mean, it's not today. It's been a phenomenon for theater going and movie going and just
It's been
shows
around.
in general. You know,
This is not a new thing.
this is not a new thing.
What's not a new thing?
People talking loudly at every minute during the movie,
Maybe not every minute, but most of the minutes.
mostly minutes.
Most of the minute.
Yeah. Oh man. Look at that. Why is it doing that? blah, 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 blah. The whole time, right behind us, this girl. No, it's like they're serious. Yeah, like I get it. When it's not a serious movie, like when it's like a fun movie that's
funny,
like silly.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get shout out the movie. That's fun. I get it. Like Kong Skull Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like yeah.
There's a time and a place.
But like this movie, even though there's action in it, it's not the kind of it's kind of like an independent movie where there's a lot of serious nature to it, and there
Mhm.
were and like
yeah, there's
this
a lot.
person behind me took it out. And I kept forcing myself, no, look past it.
be Caesar.
Look, yeah, yeah.
Don't make a scene.
Don't be Koba.
Yeah, don't be Koba.
I hate humans. Who talk to that? Rachel.
Where are the other drugs going?
Where are the other drugs going?
Quit spoiling the movie. Do you think that has to do
Silence
with
is
like
golden.
the?
It's
You
ridiculous.
know, I know you've
It took
said
me out of
it.
it.
It
It
always
took me out of
happens, but I feel like it happens more with like
it happens more down-
Netflix of like people like sitting around and having more access to
Oh,
like comment
yeah.
on stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This may be blasphemous. I might get in trouble, but she's not watching. My mother. She's
We
not
are
as
live. If she follows you on Facebook, she might be watching.
Hey,
So,
Ben's mom.
Just saying.
Oh God.
If your phone starts blowing up
Yeah.
right after this.
She talks during the movie. She asked me questions. Now she's not the one like it wasn't like this. Hey, look at that. You know, like why you do that? You know, like she's not blatantly loud, but she's like loud enough to be heard than the person right next to you. And the worst thing is when you sit next to her during a movie, she's asking me all these questions. She goes, Mom,
Oop.
I'm seeing the movie too for the first time too. I don't know what's going on.
Why don't
know
you
what
pay
happened?
attention?
Why'd they do that? Well, Mom, they're probably going to explain it 3 scenes later. I don't know. I don't know. We'll
Hard to
find
say.
out.
Maybe they will.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
But it's worse when you watch stuff with her at home because she paused like she has a TiVo.
Oh.
Pauses like
Ooh.
Never
I
pause.
can't do it. And they're all talking. My family talks during the movie. And clearly, I get visibly upset about it because I'm a purist. I'm a purist. I like. Now, if you're watching Walker, Texas Ranger, yeah, you can make comments and joke all you want. But if you're watching a movie for the first time, no.
Hey, don't sully the good name of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh no, I love it.
You better shut up.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
No, I think it's TV gold, Jerry. So That's my beef. We
so
go on.
when
We
you
can
get
have a whole
so when
podcast about that.
So when your bad and ugly list is like really, really long, we can maybe assume that you were influenced by the person behind you.
Well, I kept forcing myself to look past it. I kind of want to see this again. One, also I think the downtown theater, to be honest with you, is a little too dark.
Too dark?
Well, I mean, like
for a movie,
the projection.
The projection does
the projection. Is.
Yeah,
Okay,
and like I think we need to mix it up. I think we need to go see it with a better quality theater.
Like I was telling Ben this, the black levels on those projections, it's really bad. It's hard to see.
Yeah, and that movie's a darker movie, and you really notice it in those kind of movies. No,
there's too many hooligans with their skateboards outside, and this is really turning into the like
get off my black levels.
They need to speak up.
What? I can't hear it. No, I
agree with you.
No,
when we go down there, it is a little.
Which one I'm excited for this weekend? We're going to go see Dunkirk
at a real
the IMAX.
True form.
Yes.
So yeah, that'll be our next movie.
But
now 6.5 minutes in.
Oh, that's not
Hey,
enough.
this is good entertainment.
Here's our movie.
Here it is.
We're gonna do War for the Planet of the Apes. You guys just saw it, so give like a quick synopsis. The first movie, we're introduced to Caesar, and he's brought, he's given his enlightenment basically from Stanley Kubrick and no, actually James Franco, and he sort of turns other apes and gives them the sort of cognition, but he was also gifted with like extra smart genes because of his mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie is
he's forced to be, like in the first one, he's forced to be the leader. Like he doesn't want to be, but like he chooses it. And in the second one, he develops to start being the leader.
There's like a bigger community and like separate we're introduced to the virus, really.
The virus
that is impact is killing humans.
And they make you missed it at the end of the credits, I believe, of the first one. They show that pilot who got infected
and how it spread.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're sort of introduced to like the conflict or the combativeness between humans and apes, and Caesar's more of a wants to get along, and then Koba was with him, and then he turns and wants to kill all the humans, and then there's a
It's a very Julius Caesar plot.
Killed younglings.
Killed the younglings. We'll get to more of that. And then this third movie. So the third movie in the trilogy kind of leads right up into them wanting to go live in the desert, which I guess is like where Planet of the Apes the original starts, right?
No, past the desert, because they had to go through the third one.
Yeah,
they're gonna they want to make an exodus past the desert into this like valley.
Okay,
so they have to cross the desert.
But it gets close. It leads up into the events of the prequel.
And this is all California, West Coast area that they're going, because they go up north, probably all the way up to Canada. It looks like to Southern California, because they had to cross the desert. Because they make their main home originally in the redwoods,
right? And so they want to start their new life away from the more militaristic humans at this point, because they started the war at the end of the second movie, and but Caesar is roped back into going on a vendetta against Woody Harrelson because
Godfather back then,
because his family got killed. And so that's where the movie goes. So now everything from here on out is really spoilery, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's your
spoil
disclaimer. So let's start with the good, Aaron.
The good.
Boom.
There.
The good. Okay.
Do you want me to play the song too?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right here.
It's not like we are making money and we'll just get.
All right, now go with the good.
Planet of the Apes, the good parts. Planet of the Apes, the good parts.
I think that's enough of that.
So you guys just saw it. What really stands out as a good?
Well, what was good about it for me? Well, the number one thing that everybody's going to say is the special effects.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. And like the first one, it was really good.
I mean, I believed it.
From 2011, I think the first one came out, to now, it's even more amazing. Now, Weta did the special effects, I believe. And I think Weta right now is the best special effects department. You're gonna check me? Gonna double check me?
I don't think I have that page.
I mean, ILM's always near the top.
No, they are. But
I do. It is Weta.
But I think they're a top above in terms of character CGI.
A cut above.
Yeah, because they also did Avatar, and they came late into the game with Lord of the Rings.
They did
What
a
are
few
you
movies
doing,
before
Matt?
that. Are you checking the stream?
I was gonna see if anybody was responding.
No one's responding. Nobody cares.
All right.
Nice hat.
No, Weta did a couple of movies before Lord of the Rings.
No, but they didn't do CGI.
Yeah, they did.
What'd they do?
Remember what was that movie? The Frighteners?
Okay.
Sounds like you're making up movies.
No, he.
Nobody's
I'm
seen
sure-
the Frighteners
I'm
here?
sure it's real.
He's right.
But it sounds like a
that's
made up
Peter
movie.
Jackson movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it had like the Grim Reaper in CGI.
Okay, so but they came late in the game in terms of, and compared to ILM, who had more of an establishment.
The Frighteners had Michael
so-
J. Fox.
Okay, stop. Well, just kidding.
Well, so the effects in this were pretty spectacular.
They're
They clearly
amazing.
got the
Pretty
even in the
seamless.
second movie, they really. I feel like they got the faces pretty well, but in this they got like they really took advantage of the motion capture and every like hair.
I don't know how they
follicle
did
and-
some of this
yeah,
stuff
It was
because
pretty impressive.
because I don't know because they look. We forget that we're watching CGI characters.
Mhm.
I really did.
You know, there wasn't like that one looks a little fake, but that one looks really good. It was like they all look really good.
Mhm.
Like the close-ups and the long shots. But the one that I noticed the most was when the little ape sticks its head out of the hole in that bright light. It's like that's so
Really
good.
Pretty good. One thing I wrote down, and it's both the effects and also the Andy Serkis doing the facial work, but
His eyes.
and it's something across all of them. But like, I feel like they should give him an Oscar just for the Caesar snarl face of like you know,
He breathes through the nose.
he's like a perpetual like.
Apes didn't start this war. Bitch, please.
He's like, I'm over it.
I never liked Cheers. Woody. You're my number one guy.
But yeah, I like that.
Where's the crickets?
Aaron, what's you should have gotten like monkey sounds for this.
Sorry.
Aaron, what's a good from this movie for you?
Mine kind of feeds out of that. It's not really the effects thing. It's that the movie was carried so well just by puppets. Like I didn't feel like I was watching puppets, and they carried the movie.
Puppets?
Didn't even need people.
They had puppets?
Computer generated
like
puppets.
mo capture. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Look
So-
at me. Here I am.
They were completely carried by something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was really
It's
impressive.
pretty
Absolutely.
impressive.
It is. It's a, yeah.
And their movements were very like authentic and true to, I guess, how an ape would move. And they also didn't. I thought by the third movie they would have gotten into like every single ape is talking all the time, but they kept it realistic and
I like that.
there
Sign
isn't.
language.
They didn't just keep. Yeah, this is actually like a huge PSA for the benefits of sign language because like I don't think they would have been able to
Yeah.
execute the
It was a
conclusion without
it was kind of a great
silent
escape.
Yeah.
Doot, 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 doot. You know, like at the end there. They're like in a
Yeah.
Nazi prison camp.
I did like the music.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah, that was
was
good.
had like
Giacchino.
a nice score that was true to the original too. Like they used it was sort of like a modern take on basically the original.
And
score.
it wasn't a big like John Williams like.
No, it was pretty. It was undersold.
And that was perfect. The whole movie was undersold, which was perfect, I think, because it wasn't a Michael Bay action film. It was a very cerebral.
Yeah, now that I
action
think
film.
about it, none of those shots were like crazy over the top.
No, but
it was shot
but
very
I think
matter
it
of
felt,
fact.
I think it felt real. I think it
Yeah.
was just like it had that.
It's like usually when you do stuff like this, the director's tempted to do like Matrix spinning camera shots and stuff.
No, and like just the imagery, like just like the plot. It was really focused on the characters.
So yeah, I mean, I liked
It was
that
serious.
they continued some of the like established, like really interesting sci-fi kind of themes from
The original.
from
Yeah.
the original, and like how they carried it through the trilogy.
like
but-
like humans losing their voices.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that too, but yeah, and just the extension of like apes becoming more human-like, and then in this movie they took it to the extent of like humans are like de-evolving, like going backwards almost. And that's
because in the original one, if you didn't notice, when Charlton Heston comes back, none of the humans can speak.
Yeah,
and and which is funny, the woman in it is named Nova.
Yeah, that's from the book though.
No, it's
really?
from the movie.
Nova's in the movie.
It's in the
original
book, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you do know that the book came before the movie,
and there's
right?
names of some of the apes that were named Blue Eyes, or Bright Eyes. Excuse me.
Blue Eyes.
Is it Blue Eyes?
The sun is Blue Eyes.
Well, it's based on Bright Eyes, right? Which was they called Charlton Heston's character, right?
I guess so.
She called him Bright Eyes, and Cornelius, his son, one of the other son, is the main ape in the original Planet of the Apes that helps Charlton Heston.
Ben, can we take a moment here? You do realize that there is a book that predates all the movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where Nova comes from.
Anyways,
well, so
don't read.
So I think the most interesting part of this movie, and I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't like it. The movie.
What?
Whoa!
Sorry.
Whoa!
Yeah, if you really.
Oh!
I didn't like it very much at all. But I think the most interesting part was how they took.
Let him talk.
Let me finish. I'm saying a good thing. We spent 2/3 of the podcast doing bad and ugly. So I mean, well, I think the most interesting part was they took the sci-fi stuff and took a chance by like adding on to it with like a really interesting, more like cultural level to it. And by that I mean obviously the original Planet of the Apes, I think, almost accidentally came into this like racial kind of undercurrent to it, whereas this movie, you can kind of see like it. I know the only thing I've read, I haven't seen anything where they were like overtly trying to bring up sort of like civil rights kind of parallels, but like they really were trying for like Moses parallels, which
there was a lot of Moses.
I didn't totally get while watching the movie, but like you can kind of see it like, they're going to the desert. There's that avalanche scene at the end kind of takes on another meaning.
That's a story that's prevalent in all cultures.
Like the Red Sea.
The Red Sea, yeah, you know what? That's killing the Romans or the Egyptians.
Yeah, and so like you can kind of see that, but I guess what came through even like super strongly for me was like both the idea of like, obviously they become they're the disenfranchised class, and like there's they're literally slaves, and there's obvious messages with that, but like I thought the like civil rights kind of stuff came through of like racial inequality, where he sort of becomes the Martin Luther King Jr., where Tacoba was in the last movie was more of like Malcolm X violence, but like there's a lot of like point. There's the whipping. There's quite a few whipping scenes, actually.
There's some Jesus undertones, too.
He gets incarcerated. There's, like, when they're hung on the X's, you could, like, make a parallel to, like, those could be, like,
X
lynchings.
Cross? What?
Well, that's true. Yeah, that, too.
After watching the Game of Thrones, though, like, it reminded me of the flayed man.
It did come through as the flayed man. But, there's, I don't know, and you could make just an argument that like, it's just slavery, like they became slaves and they're disenfranchised because they're like a lower class person.
It seems like the low IQ answer,
But they had like they went out of their way with the like protesting him being not so much becoming a slave, but like almost being jailed, specifically isolated in his own cell. And then like at the start of the movie, they started with like apes together strong with their hands together. But by the end, they were doing the like Black Power fist in the air.
Well, like they had two fists in the air.
I remember specifically that they like at one point they all only did double Black Power.
Our projector was a little bit darker, so we probably missed some things.
There was a lot of squinting,
but I like that they
somebody was talking during it.
Yes, true. So. I all to say I liked that they took like that is a risky move to like go all in with that as like that kind of weight to the scenes you're trying to do throughout like this sci-fi action movie trilogy that people are so excited
But I think that's what makes it strong. I mean, like, now I'm a big sci-fi nerd, and one of my two of the best Star Trek movies are Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Star Trek VI, directed by Meyer. I forget his first name, but he took a lot of real life events that happened, especially in Star Trek 6, to put it into a science fiction thing, which Gene Roddenberry didn't like. But the beginning of Star Trek 6, there's a big explosion, but it's of the Klingon planet. It's supposed to be Chernobyl exploding, and how the Russians need the Russians are depleted
to have that like current event. Or,
but having that
cultural relevance,
that ground
relevance
is it's such a good layer of.
Especially if you don't draw attention to it.
No, it's not obvious. Obvious. The Nazi logo or the Nazi logo is the Klingon logo. It's there's a lot of similarities to it,
and it's hard. And you're right. They didn't go too. It wasn't so ham-fisted that it was like punching you over the face with it.
It's not like Matrix. Oh, the Jesus crap. That they went
the closest. Or like Superman. Like.
I'm so tired of that.
But like they did the one scene that I remember of like during a whipping and like just it. I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore when it like given the racial climate right now. But like they played the national anthem, and they cut to like a whipping scene, and I think that might have even been when like skinhead Woody Harrelson saunters out and like is shaving his head.
I like the
he's bald and it suits him. Okay.
I like I like how they had the donkeys. The
idea
apes,
of the donkeys.
Yeah, the apes that were fighting with the humans. And especially that big apes.
I think his name's Red.
I loved his arc at the end.
I did not. We'll talk about that.
Oh my God,
you
I loved it.
Explain why you liked it.
Okay, I loved it because even though this person was talking the whole time, like it really did take me out. Like I remember, every scene I remember that was awesome. This person was, like the whole damn time. The whole damn time. I like the end where because I thought it was going to be a showdown between him and Caesar, which probably I would have liked more, but I did like. He just finally had enough. He had enough. It's like finally had some kind of redemption at the end. So he's up in the wall and he's feeding, helping the humans fight the other humans that are coming because of Woody Harrelson is a crazy general that has killed other humans who have been infected who couldn't talk anymore. And the other faction of humans want to stop that, stop that. They still don't like the apes either. But he sees Caesar about to throw a grenade to blow up the rest of the regime because they keep shooting apes. And the guy's like, "Give me the rocket launcher! Give me the rocket launcher!" And like he just sees Caesar. Caesar gets hit about to throw the grenade
by the crossbow guy.
Yeah, and like who he saved, and Caesar gets hit for a second. And the crossbow guy's about to shoot him in the face. Then, boom, he gets blown up by the rocket launcher that was shot by Red. And then Red gets shot in the head, and then Caesar destroys him. But I like that.
You liked his redemption.
I liked the redemption. I like how he was getting the rocket launcher. I like
he did get it.
Yeah. He got it. Yeah, he did. Aaron, any other good from you? I am. I am going to check the stream.
I think you need a headset.
Don't check the stream.
There, I muted it.
Don't check the stream, Ray.
So, I think... Go ahead, Aaron.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was amazingly good. I just liked it,
Yeah.
It was competent, it was entertaining, and it was solid.
I liked the start. The only other thing I've got, and I liked how they played up the core team. I thought those the ones that they carried over through the movies that went with them.
I remembered something.
Sure.
I've interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
No,
my favorite part of the movie is in the beginning when you're behind those soldiers who have the stuff written on their helmets like a Full Metal Jacket, and one of them says "Bedtime for Bonzo."
Yeah,
I remember you laughing at that.
Bedtime for Bonzo, movie starring Ronald Reagan and a monkey. That's true.
That's right.
I did like that
they feature in Harry and Henderson's. And John Lithgow's in the first Planet of the Apes.
I'm looking at the cover.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
It all comes together.
John Lithgow.
There you go. See,
he's the key.
You're right because he laughs. Harry laughs at Harry laughs at the scene where the monkey throws stuff on him.
Bedtime for Bonzo.
You're right.
The actor?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious. It all comes together. That's how the universe works, folks.
So I did like that starting scene. The
I
kind
wish
of
it was
war
more of
scene.
that.
Yeah. So let's go to the bad then.
Bad.
Because I think one of my bads is that both from just in general, the titles of the movies made no sense to me. But like this movie in general had one war scene, which is fine, I guess. But like it also had like it couldn't decide what tone it wanted. It had like 5 different tones. It was like it promised a war movie with
Between
action that's based on this progression of this sci-fi story, and they kind of eliminated some of the sci-fi element in favor of just like the virus got worse, but that's about it. They didn't really have any other moral conflict with the sci-fi side of it. The war part was almost immediately dismissed.
Yeah.
It was going to be a revenge story, mano a mano, but like that kind of got sidetracked for like weird comedy with the bad ape Jar Jar Binks character.
Oh, I loved him.
And then it got like...
He really tied this whole thing together.
He was. The actor
He's my ugly. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
I loved him. He was so funny.
Hey, you loved him so much you didn't bring him up just now.
Well now I'm bringing him up. Hold on.
He's getting the phone.
How about you save the ugly and I'll defend him.
All right. Let me
I'm changing it back to the good.
No, go to the bad now.
Bad ape.
Bad ape. Yeah. Koba up there.
Koba.
So...
Thanks for the graphics.
It had the like weird comedy element all of a sudden. It became like a POW movie with all these like heavy themes that we just talked about, and then like goofy escape movie, and then
it's a Great Escape.
Yeah, Great Escape with like Apocalypse Now stuff going on too, and it just was kind of all over the place. It didn't like keep a consistent kind of trajectory or tone to it.
Does life keep a consistent trajectory?
So let me answer your let me
riddle you this.
Let me riddle. Let me answer you on that one.
Okay,
and then I'll tell you my bad. I think you probably would have liked it better if it wasn't called War of the Planet of the Apes. I think you wouldn't have been upset.
I don't think so at all.
You could call it Conflict of the Planet of the Apes.
Well, but I would say this: even if it was called like
Inner Conflict of the Planet of the Apes,
Escape of the
Will I
Planet
be
of the
Koba
Apes
or not
something.
be Koba, but the Planet of the Apes.
Well, like if this is the trilogy and like as you're supposed to, I guess in the trajectory of a movie franchise, I guess you expect it to like obviously this is the end of the 3rd movie. It sounds like they're even going to keep going, but like if you're going to like get to the 3rd movie and wrap it up, like this movie's trajectory went from like low scale turned to then like big conflict between humans and apes in this epic building collapse fight, and then it like it's like the war's coming, and then this movie was like, oh, all of that, we're just going to make an Ape Escape movie that doesn't really
Ape
further...
Escape! That's what they should have called it.
Yeah. It's like,
Escape.
we're not going to...
Ape Escape.
We're not going to further this like conflict, really. We're going to give you this cartoon character. And even then, there are people who oppose... Our evil villain, we have like he's a small faction in the grand scheme of things, really, because the rest of the world is like he's too brutal. And so it's like... They like really like shrunk it back down.
Did you like his comeuppance? Like how he started?
No, I hated his comeuppance.
You wanted a duel between him and
they totally neutered the finale of the movie. Like his moral quandary of like, should I kill a human and like access my revenge?
But he wanted to kill himself.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about Caesar.
Yeah,
Caesar had like his like conflict of like this dilemma in front of him to like take a human life that we've been featuring for 3 movies now.
But they don't remember him.
He had the bullet. He was going to do it anyways.
But he didn't.
He decided not to.
That's what made him better than Koba.
But that's what I'm saying is like
that's the redemption.
It's undercut because Woody Harrelson is like an animal, and he's like more like you're not as much of a threat to me because you are just an animal in front of me.
The threat is not important.
But he is not a human really anymore. He is a different.
Do you think if they would have held that part back and maybe like he had a chance to kill him, but then didn't as a normal person?
Yes, I think that would have really.
Then he started losing his voice.
I don't think it matters if Woody loses his voice. I
think they wanted to have that irony with him. I think you're right. Maybe there's too many cooks.
Hey,
but You know, yeah. You know what my bad is? For a heavily guarded fortress that they couldn't get into at the very beginning, how the freak did that girl get in there? Like that was
wandered in.
It's like, oh yeah,
Like
she's
picked
fine.
up food and
Picked up food, you know, took some orders, and you know, like I'll come back with some Wendy's. You know, like it's
so that's
that was
one,
that
two,
was
three.
that was my bad.
25 Happy Meals. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was a good scene. It was a good. Like I liked the scene, but I didn't like the believability of the scene. It's just it's J.J. Abrams kind of writing there.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang! Shots fired.
There was a lot
Burn.
of like unrealistic plot furthering moments.
Oh, like what, Chief?
Yeah,
So, there was the. So they got lucky in finding the girl. Like they just happened to, which is fine. They found the girl and she can't speak. But then
Yeah.
immediately after that, when he goes off on his own to the base, they come across the humans that have been exiled. So like, which reveals two things. One, there is dissension in the human ranks that they happen to stumble
You don't
upon
like
because
that?
they were found. And also, we're going to further the idea that there is a virus, and they happen to just come across that.
I thought that was cool.
That they just happen to wander and find those people.
Yeah, I mean, like, why wouldn't they? Like, it wasn't like there's people out in the universe.
No, but like if we're wandering around like downtown Indianapolis, and the one thing to give us information about like our mission just happened to be sitting on the sidewalk, that's convenient.
Talking apes.
Oh yeah.
You beat me to the punch.
Talking apes.
There also was the
It's a movie.
There was the strung up ape that was outside that reveals how crazy the Colonel is, and
Yeah.
like.
But it's a movie. It's a movie.
Should that be an excuse?
You
though?
just made a point about how something was unrealistic.
Well, no, but like, I mean, yeah. You're right. Touche, salesman. Touche.
Well, yeah, I can't. Find
No, but
something else.
like that was like coming across the soldiers, the believability thing. Like that's not. That didn't. I didn't go like this. What? No,
Little girl wanders in.
Movie
Actually, that
dumb
was
now.
a huge saving point because Caesar's being tortured and he's supposed to die
Yeah.
by morning, and she happens to wander in to give him food and water.
Yeah.
What
What else I didn't like?
Aaron, what are some of your bad?
Yeah, what do you like?
I'll give you a very important one. I don't think horses can support gorillas on their backs.
You know, I thought about that.
It was a very large gorilla. That horse looked
They're
like
like
it
a
was in
ton.
pain.
They're like 600 pounds, right?
600 to 800. I don't know. Where does an 800-pound gorilla sleep? On top of a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the crickets for me this time.
There you go.
And
What else?
So
What else I didn't like? I mean, like, yeah.
there wasn't a lot about it that I actually disliked.
No, I didn't. You know, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was like the greatest movie ever, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. I didn't think there were some crazy plot things that bothered me about it.
I mean, yeah.
Did you get a good night's sleep?
I mean, what? Just to like, we're talking about the bad, and we're gonna do the ugly. Like, I guess it was an okay movie, but it wasn't. Like what?
It was all right.
I mean, the one thing bad I do agree with you. I wish it was more of a war between the apes and the humans. That's the one thing that, like, I forgive it because I still enjoyed it and I liked some of the elements about it, but I still wish, like, I want to see like some crazy ways of Caesar becoming this general to fight the general to figure it all out. You know what I mean? Because they built it up at the beginning of him walking with the troops and stuff, and like they're all scared of me, you know, like kind of stuff. And they took the winds out of the sails right after that. And it's like, I agree with you there, and you know, because I was like, at first I was kind of scared of Caesar a little bit, you know, and I wanted him to be more scared, but then he becomes kind of pathetic at the end.
Well, I mean, they did a fun job, I thought, and like a good idea to sort of show his conflict of like he's afraid he's becoming Koba, but he's driven by like revenge because his family was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked that kind of direction, the little flashbacks with this creepy face haunting him. Like those were good.
yeah, they were actually.
But after a while, it became less about like. In this case, it wasn't even about he's afraid he's becoming Koba, but like in the grand scheme of things, he's still helping this little girl. He's still like taking sympathy on other humans, and it's like they kind of stripped out a lot of the gray area
There should have been
in
more gray
favor
with
of
him.
like he's just going after this. It's literally a vendetta against one person right now, and it's less of a bigger picture-ish problem.
They made him kill in cold blood an accident, which he kind of did. He killed the girl's dad, I think that was.
Well, that's because he was. That was you. They even
Self-defense.
rationalized it as self-defense. Yeah.
But if they would have made it more, he did something more egregious and more of a redemption at the end. It would probably, I agree with you. Probably would have been a little bit more. But I think they wanted to make him a really good character. Like
Yeah.
they didn't want this character from the first movie to this movie. They wanted. I think. I understand. You know, I understand because I've written some stuff, a musical actually, that when I was writing. For a bad pirate, I tried not to show him kill a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because I wanted the audience to have some kind of love for him. But I think that was a mistake. You know what I mean? I think you want to have this love for someone. Like Darth Vader's redemption is a good. You know, he's evil, but then he becomes really good, and you forgive him. And he killed so many younglings.
Do you forgive him? Because I didn't really forgive. The red ape in this movie at all. I didn't think he should get a free pass at the end.
I didn't forgive him, but he had some redemption to me.
He had, yeah, I guess, yeah. He had like a moral.
But
He had like a.
But they sprinkled it in at the very beginning when he was seeing the apes being torpedoed on the wall in the forest. He had that slow motion watching all that happen.
Yeah.
So
then he just kept going along with it the whole time?
Because he was afraid. He was afraid.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say.
You do remember that people get afraid, right?
Well, yeah, that's the whole plot for the Woody's entire little team is because they're all afraid of apes and stuff.
Apes.
And that they're all going to die.
Yeah.
And like Woody's motivations were
actually
he was afraid. He saw people turning into animals, and so he thought that by killing all the people infected, he would be saving the human race by getting rid of that gene, right?
And I actually think it was actually like, I don't think he was that bad after that. You know what I mean?
It was not the worst idea.
To kill his own son?
No, no, but I'm saying like it was a hard. Like I don't think he was looking at the greater good. Also, he wanted to be like everybody other great leader too. So they kind of established that. But it's interesting. So. It must have been contagious because when he picked up the doll, I believe that's when he got it.
So if he believed it was contagious...
It must have been because...
and do you think he believed the apes were contagious?
Possibly.
I don't think they ever talk about the apes being
They don't
contagious.
talk about it, but you can assume.
So why did he keep around the apes the whole movie? Why didn't he kill Caesar the second he walked in? Why didn't he kill all the apes? Because he wanted to build a wall?
They didn't.
Like,
I guess they didn't because...
That made no sense.
Then they didn't because they never mentioned it. So like they're just more concerned about the human virus. Yeah,
I didn't understand why he kept letting all the apes live, and then he was like torturing them to get them to work, all to build his fortress.
Yeah,
but like,
why didn't you move
who built
else?
the fortress before then?
Or why didn't you go somewhere else?
Yeah, it didn't make any.
He did set tail in the way for him,
and it also didn't make any sense to me why he would kill the medical experts.
Yeah,
he said he put their heads on spikes. The people who are trying to find a cure. Like, what? What are you doing?
Well, I guess he was deranged. I mean, he was a little loopy too.
Yeah,
sure. He was very Marlon Brando Apocalypse Now.
Sure.
They did have some more like him shaving the head and stuff. Like
in the tunnels, it did say Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, forgot about that.
I forgot about the tunnels. There you go. They happened to find the tunnels that like allow everything to happen after that.
That wasn't a big deal. Do you think the best kind of movie is when like, oh well, we're fucked. You know, there's no solution.
No. Well, we may as well sit here and die.
Well,
no.
Yeah, ape drink this. You know,
it's Kool-Aid.
No, I just think it doesn't make any. So you're willing to? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Obviously, there are that's fine. They use the tunnels to get out.
But that was a cool scene.
But like, to say like, oh, the tunnel digs right into the pit. Like,
you know, did you see that they counted the steps?
Yeah,
they explained that. That made sense to me.
But the tunnel has to like this big tunnel has to go right under it still, even if you count the steps.
From what I assumed, they were excavating the tunnels, and they kind of had an orientation of it.
Okay. All right, I'm being too picky about
But
the
they
escape.
did flood the other
Yeah.
tunnels, and the younglings couldn't get out.
Yeah.
You know why I think it's okay that those tunnels are so convenient? Because I didn't want the movie to be 4 hours long.
That's true. Do you think it would have been better if they would have killed all the apes?
No, well, that would have made more sense for their motivations. But what I was expecting was they would go get help from the other apes, and it would become maybe the war or something, or like there would be more of a conflict than them just doing a prison escape, and then a lucky avalanche happens to come and wipe everyone out. Like there's, and even the end of the movie, like
But
the
there's still more
explosion.
there's got to be still more humans out
The
there, right?
explosion literally kills everyone on the wall, but the ape and the creature closest to the explosion is okay. Like that made no sense. Like,
I was a little worried about him getting away from that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
it's just, and then
I thought he was gonna die.
and then like they're like, okay, fine, you got hit and you're hurt, but you're gonna walk through this entire desert trip without telling anybody.
And he got shot in the first one, right?
Yeah. You're going to go all the way through the desert on this huge exhibition to get to your promised land without telling anybody you're hurt, or like, hey guys, can we pause for a second so I can get bandaged up for
He
like
is a champ.
and then like, oh no, I walked this whole way, now I'm dead. And it's over. Like because he wouldn't just be like, hey guys, can we take a break for a second?
Can we just have like a $5?
Yeah.
I see your point, but it didn't bother me that much.
Okay.
Like it really didn't bother me.
All right. Let's go to the ugly.
Okay.
Because
The
my-
ugly.
Somehow my bads are not even resonating as bad. Well, we've already talked about the
All right, go say it.
we've already talked about your favorite part of the movie
I
was
love
little
Bad
Jar
Ape.
Jar.
It wasn't Jar Jar at all.
Oh, come on.
Far from it, Aaron.
He was the comedic relief.
He was the comedic relief, but he wasn't a complete buffoon.
He wasn't a buffoon. And what was nice is like all these movies beforehand really didn't have a comedic relief. There was no comedic.
It was welcome to me.
It was. And do you know who voiced him, by the way?
Who voiced him? I was wondering. I think I know who it is, but don't.
I think he did a good job because he was funny, but he was also like, scarred. He had a past to it.
What's his name?
Hold on,
I'm looking it up.
No, I got it right here.
Tell you, yeah.
I got it right here.
Well, I'm looking up a picture of him.
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
He's
what?
in a lot of
That
yeah.
surprised me actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
Yeah.
Steve Zahn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even he's impressed.
Oh.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
That was me?
And Maurice is played by a woman. Did you know that?
Maurice's?
Yeah.
Maurice.
Well-
Whoever did Maurice is brilliant.
Yeah.
Motion
it's a
capture and
woman.
the sounds and
The
stuff.
eyes,
Amazing.
everything. It was a woman. Her name is Karen Conoval. Novel.
Judy
Canaveral?
Greer is the wife, and she never even like does that much. But that's like a big part for her. Yeah.
And all
So
the
yeah,
rest
I
of
hated
them.
him.
But why?
I hate it.
Let's unpack this.
Because for one, the like goofy comedic stuff.
But he wasn't goofy like out of the ordinary. There wasn't fart jokes or things like
there.
that.
Well, not from that character. There was poo slinging,
But
which
that
we
was
haven't talked
great.
about.
That's monkeys.
That's great. Monkeys do that. It was funny.
If you want to do a story about the evolution to them become sophisticated animals,
But they're
Oh.
still monkeys
Well,
at heart.
I'm going to tell you this. This is where I'm going to blow your mind about the monkey throwing poop and getting sophisticated.
all right.
Only monkeys in captivity or apes in captivity throw poop
Okay.
because they realize it drives a reaction to something. It's a sign of intelligence, actually. So they throw poop at people, their own feces at people, and it realizes it gets a reaction out of people. So it's it's actually in apes an
So it makes
intelligent
sense in that context.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like how
All right.
cats only meow at people. They don't really meow at each other.
Well, I would. Okay, if you want to say the fact that they threw shit at the guard and he
I just
came
don't-
down, but the other fact is there was supposedly one guard watching these apes
It's
the whole
stupid.
night.
Yeah.
That
and
was
then
stupid.
That was
as they were
agree with you.
escaping, nobody cares.
I agree with you. So why didn't you like the little monkey? Let's get back to that.
How
wanna
come you don't
defend
like
little
our
monkey.
guy?
Why do you like a boo?
What was good about it, other than like, oh geez, oh gosh,
I-
I'm wearing a jacket. Oh man.
I thought that was funny.
It was just quaint.
It was quaint.
But what did it add? It didn't like inform any character. It was just like you were literally there to make
It did
jokes.
inform the character.
It
He's been
informed-
alone
it
for
inf-
so long, and
it-
he's kooky.
It informed how kooky was. He's very like a Ben Gunn
No,
type
it
of
informed
character.
that character, but what did it serve for the broader movie.
I'll tell you what it did. It made me less bored.
It made it less serious,
Yes.
but still serious at the same time.
Because if a movie's serious all the way through,
There's
it can get old very fast.
There's like this is a movie that is on a trajectory of like a war, and like then we're in like literal torture, imprisonment.
Have
prisoners
you not
of
heard
war,
of gallows humor?
genocide, like,
but
oh, I'm wearing a jacket.
but he, but
It doesn't mix.
And a beanie.
but he wasn't trying to be funny. He wasn't Chris Farley or some. It was.
But they wrote the character as funny. They cast a comedian to be funny. It was meant to be
I actually
funny.
thought it was more good acting than funny. I thought it was good acting.
It wasn't like laugh out loud funny most of the time for me anyway. It was just
he was socially awkward.
Yeah.
That's all.
I just didn't.
you can have your
I
opinion.
I thought it was
you can have
natural.
your wrong opinion.
I thought it was great. He was no Jar Jar.
No, he wasn't.
You take that back, Matthew.
I will not.
Mr.
Matthias, you must not call him the Jar Jar.
So we talked about how I didn't like the donkey gorilla.
We need a whole
getting
podcast
us-
about talking why you didn't like Bad Ape.
Yeah, I didn't like the donkey gorilla getting a pass at the end.
Oh
It
man,
wasn't a pass. It was like
was he Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
How
I
did
never
I
made
not
that.
catch that?
I didn't make that connection.
I did. I just didn't think about it.
That's amazing.
Is that why they call them donkeys? Is that
No,
is
because
donkey
donkeys are
like
the
pack
tool
mules.
of the man.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
I thought it was a military.
He's a pack mule.
I didn't like. We talked about how he traveled the whole way without saying anything, and then he just let himself die.
That was dumb.
We
That was
talked
dumb.
about how the explosion at the end killed everyone except for the creature closest to it.
J.J. Abrams writing.
There was no lens flares.
Oh,
We talked about how it didn't know what tone it wanted to be. We talked about the anticlimactic
I thought
demise of our crazy
I thought
villain.
the tone was intense. I thought it was very intense, and all these movies have been intense. Like the traveling, the visual of the Pacific
They're intense,
Northwest.
but then they slice in a bunch of stuff that goes totally the other way.
Like what?
Like Jar Jar.
He wasn't that glaring. Maybe got to watch it again without someone talking through the whole
Okay.
thing. I was just
Disclaimer.
We talked about Woody making up weird stuff to like rationalize this crazy, and but then everybody going along with him, and his like little cult of minions.
Aaron, did you say an ugly? I don't think I said an ugly yet.
I don't think I really have any.
I think maybe. Well, I didn't say an ugly either, did I? Maybe my ugly is. I don't know.
I've got one last.
I don't really
one,
got an ugly.
Go, Matt, go.
Matt's
I'm doing
already
all the. I'm just like the Debbie Downer for this one.
There has to be one.
This is a good
possible?
episode.
You guys, before I get to my last one, you guys, we've done what?
16?
16 movies now.
And
We've been able to come up with
grill.
bads and uglies. We've watched more agreed upon great movies than this one, but you guys can't. You have nothing.
I think
Let me
this
think
movie
about
was
it.
focus grouped and it was done well.
Let me think about it.
That's true. Well, so my last one is like I know you mentioned that the girl Nova is like a character in the movie. Like I didn't know that going in. After the fact, but like the fact that she's like still alive at the end and everything's all great, like to me that's like a very, I don't know, it's hard for me to tell the derangedness that you get from this virus, because we saw like them like in the snow.
They were trying
But
to
you-
talk but couldn't.
But you saw her had a bloody nose, so she just got. I think that that's what happens afterwards. I think they were so scared of what would happen after he started killing people, so she was probably a person who this is how deranged you are. She still wasn't.
Yeah, but I
There,
guess
there.
like seeing Woody and how he was talking, like, do they still have some like a higher cognitive function?
They do because
Obviously, she knew how to feed people.
That's what I'm getting at. It's but like Woody seemed to be like at like a total, but then he could
was
kill
in
himself.
distress.
he was drunk too.
Yeah,
That's true.
He
Okay.
was
He
wasted.
clearly knew what he was thinking. He just couldn't talk.
He was so wasted, and I think it was his whole existential crisis with him.
It really seemed like he was
No.
trying to say, "Kill me."
Yeah,
But in the original movie, they are more animalistic though, right?
they have a little bit of cognitive things because she's still she's still can kind of communicate to Charlton Heston. And
Okay.
There's very much like the girl Nova.
Okay.
Because her name is they still because he rides off on the horse with her. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
In the original one, they have dirty apes. They took it all to hell. So yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Moses. The 10 Commandments.
10 Commandments.
15. Oi.
10 Commandments. No, but I think with that, I think because I have seen all the damn Planet of the Apes movies, even the Tim Burton one.
I like that one.
The makeup is wonderful.
I like that movie. It's
You
called
stopped
Michael
right there.
Clark Duncan and the Funky Bunch for your information.
Get your damn hands off me, you damn dirty human.
Come on, Marky Mark. Okay.
Marky Mark.
You call me coffee, like
Like the drink,
like
only
the
not
drink,
spelled the same.
but not spelled the same.
Nobody else likes the Tim Burton.
I like parts. I like the art direction. That's it.
Okay.
The makeup's
Okay.
really good.
Well, so would you guys recommend this movie?
Oh yeah.
I certainly would. I mean, it's a popcorn flick.
It's I don't think it's a popcorn flick. I think it's a caramel corn flick. You know, just a little slice above. Get those calories.
Like
in.
it's okay. I'll revise my statement. It's a popcorn flick that's got a few brains in there. You know.
Brains.
Yes.
Think of it like it's easy to say Michael Bay, so I'm going to. It's like a Michael Bay movie with some brains.
Yeah, but there's no Michael Bay shots of tight shots.
Yeah,
and stuff.
we already discussed that. I'm saying it's
No
got some
action.
brains.
But I appreciated that a little bit.
Yeah, but that's not Michael Bay's like flashy action sequences, right?
They clearly
There's more
showed
of a plot
restraint.
with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give this movie a B. I don't think it gives. I think it's probably my least favorite of the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Yeah.
It's my third best favorite Planet of the Apes movie of all, because the original's not that good. I mean,
It's not.
it's really bad.
Even the Tim Burton one's better than that one.
I kind of agree with Aaron on that one. But these trilogies have been the best ones. Now, let's piggyback on that, and like we did last week or a couple weeks ago with Spider-Man. Where do you rate it now that you've watched all the Planet of the Apes? The three ones.
Probably fourth, just for the sake of honoring the original.
Ahead
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron? Well,
That's your 5-minute warning, I think.
I guess the bagpipes are gone.
I need to change it. I'm sorry.
Aaron, what do you think? Where do you rate what's your rate?
We have a problem. I've never seen the second one. I need to.
What? All right.
I think I remember liking the first more than this one.
I like the first one a lot, and then the second one, and then this one. The first one, because I love
It was very exploratory, as I recall.
and I love when he says no.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's
that part was just
amazing scene.
Like there was some like no, and there was
You killed her.
there was a woman in that theater too who said what? Oh my god! He said what? I was like, oh god. But yeah, no, I think and John Lithgow's in it, so it gives it a leg up. That's how we tie it with Harry and the Hendersons.
Can we go a podcast without Ben mentioning Harry and the Hendersons?
Probably not. I would only see this if you are interested in completing the trilogy. It's not good to go on your own. It wouldn't be fun to go see this in an isolated, like having not seen the others.
They explain in the very beginning.
Oh yeah, with all their text and stuff.
Yeah, I
up
didn't
front
mind that.
to explain. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't bad.
It was framed in such a way that I didn't need to have seen the second one to appreciate this, so I like
Yeah.
that too.
Well, this felt like the second movie in a trilogy to me. It felt like this should have come second.
Might have a point
The
there.
second one should have been the third one.
Yeah, that's
because there's more like crazy explosions
exactly.
and stuff.
And there's more of like a
confrontation. There's a war because the
we're
apes are going at it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
Like and again, there's like a lot of there is a lot of good, more cerebral stuff in here, but everything else around it is kind of jarring, where it was jarring for me. Like,
So
and
do you think they're
going
gonna continue this into like the scenarios of the older movies?
They say they're gonna do. I think a fourth one has officially been picked up.
Well, they're making
and they
money
may
off
go
it.
even more. So they've made this at $150 million budget, and
That's not terrible.
when I printed this, the box office was 113.
For how good it looks, 150 million? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So, I mean, if it keeps making money, there's no reason not to keep there are reasons, but from the studio's perspective, I'm sure they'll keep
Yes.
going.
The studio only sees dollar signs.
The studio.
Yeah, but it's not that egregious as
No.
you know how Matt.
There's
hates it.
obviously more story to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's only bad if it's like clearly this could have stopped earlier.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're getting kind of empty, though. I don't know how they're going to keep going. Like, unless
By
it
retelling
becomes
the very first movie.
apes versus apes or something.
Mm.
Like, I
'Cause
don't, or
now that Caesar's gone, the other apes are taken over, and then eventually another bad guy
What
comes
they could
through.
do is skip generations, I bet. You know what I mean? Like, now that they're all established, the humans are now, we get to the point the humans are more animalistic, and now the apes are wearing clothes and stuff. They're more established as a
but what's the
community.
conflict?
The conflict is Charlton Heston comes in.
So somebody
Yeah.
from the
Future. The future.
future?
The past and the future.
Okay.
He comes
other
from
places.
somewhere.
Well, that's what happens. He's an astronaut that comes back
So,
to Earth. He didn't realize it was Earth, and like it's kind of like
so they would reboot the first movie. Like
Yeah,
Aaron was
that's
saying.
what I was saying, yeah.
and then that's probably how they would end it, the whole thing, and then they reboot it again.
So
You know?
I think
That was the cool part of the ending of the Burton one.
they would need to like. I don't know. We saw the brutality, I guess. Maybe that's where what this movie was all about, was like making them feel so brutally tortured that when, for the next movie, if another human comes, they will treat that human more maliciously or something.
Well, it's
or
interesting.
skeptically.
It's interesting because they showed, because the original Planet of the Apes, the first two especially, showed how bad the apes were.
Yeah.
They were the
right.
villains, and now it's kind of more sympathetic
Right. Yeah. So
towards their size.
I don't
So-
know how
They
they're
went
gonna
out of their way
twist
to
it.
have a girl running around with them, so they clearly don't want to kill all of them.
Mm-mm.
all right. Well, don't go see this. Don't go see it. Don't go see it.
See it. No, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it.
It was good.
It was good.
I
Despite
thought I had a saying for that, but it didn't come out.
No, I thought it was good. Despite, I want to see it again, especially like not now. I want to give it some time, especially because someone was talking in the whole
Let it
freaking
bake.
movie.
Hey, can you talk one more time about how you were annoyed that someone was talking in the movie theater?
I was really annoyed of someone talking through the whole freaking movie.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, good.
Okay.
The fact you guys wanted to see this is totally bananas.
Can I stop the stream now?
That see, you got to wait for my dumb pun for us to end. So we're gonna do Dunkirk eventually. That's the next movie. We got Game of Thrones on Sundays after
right.
the showing, and then
possibly Valerian.
oh god,
Somebody's excited.
Yeah,
I wanna see some
Valerian
more
at some
sci-fi.
point. Yeah,
This would be good
He wants
disagreement.
some Luke Besson.
yeah. After this, I can only imagine what our conversation's gonna be for Valerian.
Matt's
Luke
gonna get a
Besson
drink
is
after
talented.
Look forward to that.
Look, I'm really torn on that one because Luke Besson, great director. That movie looks so boring.
yeah, we'll have to see.
This would be
We
great.
just have to wait and see.
It'd be great TV,
So
folks.
thanks for watching and listening, everybody. Until next time.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.